consciousness and living with that consciousness. As a fact, we all know that nothing will satisfy us until we know the truth for ourselves. The one thing necessary is to surrender ourselves completely to the guidance of our Guru. Only the Guru knows what will lead us towards perfection. All of us should root out this devil from our heart. Complete self-surrender is the only way to spiritual illumination.
Society of Southern California can be traced back to Swami Vivekananda's visit to Los Angeles in the late 1890s, when he stayed with the Mead sisters in their South Pasadena home. 30 years later, one of the sisters, Mrs. Carrie Mead Wyckoff, became acquainted with a young monk sent to America by the Ramakrishna Order of India. During that time, Mrs. Wyckoff had a home tucked away in the Hollywood Hills, which she offered to the Swami as a gift. Swami Vivekananda visited the West a second time in 1899, this time with Sister Nivedita. He consolidated his work by starting the Vedanta Society of San Francisco and Shanti Ashram of Northern California. Vedanta is one of the world's most ancient religious philosophies and one of its broadest. Based on the Vedas, the sacred scriptures of India, Vedanta affirms the oneness of existence, the divinity of the soul, and the harmony of religions. Vedanta is a philosophical foundation of Hinduism, but while Hinduism includes aspects of Indian culture, Vedanta is universal in its application and is equally relevant to all countries, all cultures, and all religious backgrounds. Here are some excerpts from his speeches, discussions while in Pasadena in Southern California. They will be narrated by Siddhant Shekhar.
Each soul is a circle, whose circumference is limitless, but whose center is in some body. Death is but a change of center. God is a circle, whose circumference is nowhere, and whose center is everywhere. When we get out of the limited center of the body, we shall realize God, our true self. The Vedantas say that a man is neither born, nor dies, nor goes to heaven. The Vedanta says that you are pure and perfect, and that there's a state beyond good and evil, and that is your own nature, yourself. It is higher even than good. Good is only a lesser differentiation than evil. We have no theory of evil. We call it ignorance. The Vedanta teaches that nirvana can be attained here and now, that we do not have to wait for death to reach it. Nirvana is a realization of the self. Having eyes, we must see the effort, but all the time we know what the truth is. It is the screen that hides the self. When the screen opens, we find the self behind it. In the saint, the screen is thin, and the reality can almost shine through. In the sinner, the screen is thick, and we're liable to lose sight of the truth. When the screen is removed, we find the screen really never existed, that we are the Atma of the soul, and nothing else. The two phases of this distinction in life are, first, that the man who knows the real self will not be affected by anything. Secondly, that man alone can do good to the world. Every case of love and sympathy is an assertion of this universal truth. Not I, but thou. Help another because you are in him and he is in you. The real Vedantis alone will give up his life for a fellow man because he sees the same divinity manifesting itself in all. The world's religion offer varying approaches to God, each one true and valid. Each religion offering the world a unique and irreplaceable path to God realization. The conflicting messages we find among religions are due more to doctrine and dogma than to the reality of spiritual experience. What is more, in the Vedantic ocean, the Hindus, Muslims, Christians, and Parsi are all one, all children of the Almighty God. Dhanyavad.
wandering, he famously journeyed to the very southern tip of India and received a vision of the future of India while meditating on a rock off the coast that today bears his name. Encouraged by a local Hindu ruler who had become his disciple, Vivekananda resolved to undertake the trip that would change the world, to be a Hindu representative at the World's Parliament of Religions, to be held in Chicago in September of 1893. His thoughts were, India is the land of many religions and schools of philosophy. The Western world has progressed in science. Human welfare is possible only by reconciliation of the two. Therefore, I want to go to America in order to propagate Vedanta. Sisters and brothers of America, began Swami Vivekananda's renowned first address to the World's Parliament of Religions, held at what is now the Art Institute of Chicago. Sisters and brothers of America were bold words with which to begin a speech by an Indian monk in America in 1893. Racism was still rampant. Slavery had become abolished by presidential decree just 31 years earlier. India remained under the heel of British imperial rule, and most Americans of European descent still did not regard people of other ethnic groups as equals. Placing the word sisters before brothers was also significant. This was 27 years before women in America were granted the right to vote. The major theme of Vivekananda's address would be a central one of his teaching, the idea of toleration and universal acceptance. Now here is Aditya Agrawal with the speech.
Sisters and brothers of America, it fills my heart with joy in response to the warm and cordial welcome which you have given us. I thank you in the name of the most ancient ordered monks in the world. I thank you in the name of the Mother's religion. I thank you in the name of millions and millions of Hindu people of all classes and sects. I am proud to belong to a religion which has taught the world both tolerance and universal acceptance. We believe not in universal tolerance, but we accept all religions as true. I am proud to belong to a nation which has sheltered the refugees of all religions and nations of the earth. I will quote you a few lines which are repeated by millions of human beings. As the different streams, having their different sources in different places, all mingle their water into the sea. Sources in different tendencies, various though they appear, crooked or straight, all lead to thee. The seed, when put into the ground, the earth, air, and water are all placed around it. Does the seed become earth, air, or water? No, it becomes a plant. It develops after the own law of its growth. Assimilates the air, earth, water, turns them into plant substances, and grows into a plant. Similar is the case with religion. A Christian is not to become a Hindu or Buddhista. Not a Hindu is to become a Christian or Buddhista. But each must assimilate the spirit of others and yet preserve its identity and grow according to the own law of its growth. If the Parliament of religion has shown anything to the world, that holiness, purity, and charity are not exclusive positions of any church in the world, and that every system has produced men and women of the most exalted character. In the face of this evidence, if anybody dreams of the exclusive survival of his religion and the destruction of others, I pity him from the bottom of my heart and point out to him that upon the banner of every religion will soon be written, help, not fight, assimilate, not destruction, harmony and peace, and not dissension. Thank you.
Swamiji's words, beautiful and wise. Just listening to his speeches, reading his word, brings you so much peace. Like one of our friends said, God is like a circle. There is no beginning, there is no end. It's just a circumference. Swamiji brought in the philosophy of Vedanta, that is Upanishad, to Western world, teaching them God is within you, you are one with the God. This was the philosophy of Advaita Vedanta. There is no two beings, God is one. God is you, you are God. And that is why there is no place for evil in this world. All these beautiful words, our friends from Sangramun Shakha, they have taken efforts to write these words, print out, and as you can see all around you, there are printout of Swamiji's saying. Please take a look at them. There is a lot to take back with you after you read all these famous and useful, wise teaching from Swamiji. So we'll proceed the program further. We have been blessed by presence of respected Mayor Shri Bill Clarksonji. I will invite him to light the lamp to start the ceremony. This is a year-long event. So by lighting the lamp, we are going to start the event which is going on for the